Hello, hello, happy Monday. Welcome to Momentum Monday, where we're taking a quilt that's been collecting dust and we're going to keep working on it. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, I hope you have a quilt that you can grab and make some progress on. Sorry if there was a weird delay at the beginning. I'm trying new software and I didn't think I was actually live, but I think I was. How's it going? Hi, Day. Hi, Suze. Hi, Katie. How's it going? I'm trying to move away from paid streaming software, so I'm trying to figure this all out, live and learn. All right. Who else we got here? Hi, Erin. Hi, Suze. Did I say that? I think I might have. Hi, Chloe. How's it going, everybody? Hopefully the weather is improving wherever you are. It is snowing here again in New York. And so today, my Momentum quilt is this EPP quilt that I started a long time ago, back in 2018. And last week we cut all of these rectangles, and I am hoping that we will cut them all into hexagons today. That's my goal. Cool. I'm trying to, let's see. Hi, Donnell. How's it going? Trying to figure out how I get my chat into the other screen. It's not going well. You guys are always so patient with me as I try to figure out my new technology. Today, I was trying to figure out my new technology for about 10 minutes. I was like, I'm going to take a quick 10-minute break from work and go and try to figure this out. And guess what I did? I accidentally went live without knowing I was live. That was an interesting adventure. There, now I think I can see everything I need to see. Great. Oh, hello, everyone. Behave. Debbie Vasali in the chat's my mother. Don't be getting me in trouble with anything. A heads up on the future. Tuesday is definitely better than Monday was. Thank you, Suze. I always like our live reporting from the future. Suze is always tomorrow, so she can let us know if the day is better or worse. So everybody, your tomorrow is going to be better than today. Great. Love to hear it. Thank you, Suze. This is the reporting that we need. Hey, Arlie. Aaron asked, are these new glasses? No, I think that my camera is just clearer today. But it's nice that I can actually see them, but thank you. I picked these out by myself with nobody there with me, which was kind of a scary thing. Like, I feel like I always need somebody to help me make these big life decisions. And I did it all by myself. And let me tell you what, I can't believe I lived this long without glasses. I should have gone to the eye doctor way before I did. And Debbie could probably tell some stories. You guys could probably tell her some stories. Surprised my mom found it. I'm impressed, Mom. Good work. Donnell says, going good. Just got my streams for this week scheduled. About to settle into my recliner for puppy cuddles and EPP. Puppy cuddles and EPP sounds perfect. Day trimmed 272 half square triangles. That, my friend, sounds like a form of torture. I don't know, maybe you find that relaxing. Although I say that as I'm really enjoying cutting out these hexagons, which I would have thought would have been a form of torture and part of the reason I've been putting this project off. And I'm actually enjoying it. So, I don't know, do you enjoy trimming all those half square triangles, Day? Hey, Anna, how's it going? Anna and I are taking a foundation paper piecing class, although I really feel that she's taking the advanced course because she let me take a sneak peek at an FPP block that she's designing. And let me tell you what, I'm in kindergarten. She's in college. Let's just say, looking good. Katie's like, hey, Debbie. So the other day, Tasha said, my mom's probably heard it all. Now that I'm a grown-up, I let it all fly. Ooh, happy National Puppy Day. That's fun. I wish I had a puppy to snuggle. My kids, everybody's trying to get me to purchase a new puppy, or not purchase, but adopt a new puppy, but I won't do it. Not yet. I feel like my 3-year-old dog is just calming down. Mom, I know that somebody just said in chat that it is National Puppy Day, but she's not talking to you, Mom. You don't need any more dogs. You're good. That message is not for you. Erin says there's many options when you shop for glasses. And she says, or when you're doing one of my patterns. Yes. Oh, Day says she did not like trimming all the half square triangles, but they had to get done. Yes. That is like what I like to lovingly call my timeout quilt, which is going to make an appearance on one of these. I don't think it's going to be next month's Momentum Quilt, but the month after maybe has a chance. And I trimmed all my half square triangles now. I just got to assemble the blocks. But that one I put off for a long time. Hi, Ruth. She says, hi, everyone. Tasha, I love the collection of colors you're working with. Thank you so much. I bought this fabric, like I said, back in 2018. I just looked it up, and I think I posted it on a community post on my page. I think it's called like the Blueberry Collection or something. You can't even get it anymore, but I do really like these fabrics. I don't really use prints, but back when I first started quilting in 2015, I used that's all I used. And so I had bought these, and now I got to tell you, I'm digging the prints. And of course I bought those Liberty fabrics. So I guess I'm going to be a solids and a prints girl for a little while. We'll see what ends up being my favorite. Or maybe they'll just have a place. I kind of like EPPing prints. So maybe that's what will happen. Susan, the quirky hand quilter. Susan, I don't know if I've seen your name before, but I got to tell you, I love it. She says, I would be at my sewing machine, but I have to clean and organize my apartment. No time for sewing. It really stinks when adulting takes over our sewing time. I almost canceled tonight's live, even though it's only the second one I've tried to do. Last week was my first one, because tomorrow's my husband's birthday, and I've had a crazy day. But I was like, you know what? If I don't get something done today for me, I'm gonna lose it. So I kept it, and I'm glad. My mom goes, my dogs will always be my puppies. My mom is down to 2 dogs, which is a good number of dogs. Erin says, I need to catch up on your Liberty fabric project. Did you sweat a little cutting it up? Sweat a little? No. Sweat profusely? Yes. Definitely was some sweating. Got the first block done though. My seam allowance was perfect. The block came out perfect. I don't have it right next to me, otherwise I would show it, but I think that's another thing I put on my community tab. Hoping to get a few more blocks done, and then we'll make a video about it, but I am really happy with how the first block came out, and took everybody's advice about what was the advice I took? Best press and a smaller stitch length. And I mean, it worked out beautifully. So I was definitely nervous about cutting the fabric, but gotta let it rip, and I did. What else we got? Sue says, I love everything to a point. Trimming, triangles, ripping FPP paper out, and then that point hits and I'm over it. Yeah, been there. I'm so glad I cut these into rectangles, because this is going really quick and enjoyable. And I got here early. I beat you guys here. And I was waiting about 15 minutes before you know, I got down here like 8:15 and I cruised through. I got a bunch more cut while I was waiting for you guys. So, was practicing my technique. So yeah, it was a big night here in our household. The husband's birthday is tomorrow. So when my daughter got off the bus, we made a cake for him. He wanted a red velvet cake. So we made just from a box, I made the red velvet cake. And we had white chocolate chips. So we decided to put white chocolate chips in it. And my daughter has had this tooth. She's 6. She hadn't lost a tooth yet, had a wiggly one. She was eating some chocolate chips just as we had finished. I was about to put her in the shower and I hear, "Mom, my tooth." And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Here." And she hands me her tooth. So that little kid is absolutely thrilled with her first tooth fairy visit tonight. Although she was asking me a lot of tough questions about the tooth fairy. How does the tooth fairy open the door? If the tooth fairy, she's convinced the tooth fairy is the size of a tooth. I don't know where she got that from because that's not how I pictured the tooth fairy when I was a child, or even now as an adult. And so she's very concerned about how the tooth fairy is going to get her money and all these logistics. And I was like, "Honey, I've never seen the tooth fairy. I don't know how to answer those questions." So then she suggested we prop open her iPad and record the tooth fairy. And I was like, "If you do that, she'll know." And so we decided we weren't going to try to trap the tooth fairy after all that. But it's been a very exciting night here. And then I took the kids to Walmart to pick out birthday presents for their dad, and we picked out a wide variety of stuff. I think he's actually going to like it. It was cute. I like letting the kids like think about what somebody would like. So it was a very exciting night in our household. Okay, Katie says, on the food portion of the chat, always my favorite part. We tried sticky toffee pudding, which is a spice cake with a caramel sauce and toffee bits topped with ice cream. Pudding is a dessert in the UK. How was the sticky toffee pudding? Because that sounds delicious. Hey, Jess. Oh, Katie says, it was wonderful. Erin's asking, can you stack these? I am currently stacking 2 at a time. I was debating going more than that, but generally speaking, I only like to stack here. If you're talking about my Liberty fabric, I would not stack any of my Liberty fabric. This is regular quilters cotton. Happy to do 2 layers. The Liberty, that will be 1 at a time, depending on which one you're talking about. Sue says, my daughter swallowed her first tooth. Oh my God, the world ended instantly. So I was actually super concerned that was going to happen today because I'm telling you that tooth was hanging on by like nothing. And so I told her, I'm like, if you swallow it or you lose it and you can't find it, we'll just write the tooth fairy a letter and everything will be fine. And she said it was cool. But then when her dad got home, she wanted to show him the tooth. And like, I swear I kept this tiny little tooth safe for hours. Her dad gets home within 30 seconds, his big old man hands, drops the tooth under the bookshelf. She lost her mind. I'm like, we are going to find this tooth. But then the dog's trying to figure out what's going on. So then I'm worried that the dog's going to find the tooth and eat the tooth. I don't know why the dog would eat the tooth, but like, that's all I was worried about. We found the tooth, but we did have like a good 3 minutes of pure chaos today when that tooth fell out of his hand and hit the floor. Insane. So, Suze, how did you handle the swallowed tooth? Erin says, lots of tooth fairy stories going on in my house too, where I lost 3 front teeth. Oh my gosh, in a matter of days. That's awesome. Donald says, I always just told the boys it's magic. That's what I told her too. I go, we don't know how the magic works. That's just what they do. Hi, Dubravka. I know I had it right last week. Dubravka, my brain. How's it going? Just talking about how my daughter is expecting the tooth fairy for the first time tonight. And I'm cutting some EPP pieces. Is anybody out there working on a quilt that they've had sitting around? Or maybe a new quilt? I'm really trying to, although I have to be honest with you. I think my whip list is going to grow by 1 because I am now 2 months behind on my sew-along. I don't know why I even try to join sew-alongs. I never keep up. I never keep up. For some reason, when I feel like I have to do it, it just takes the fun out of it for me. I don't know. And Tunnel says, what's everybody working on? Day says, nada. That's good. Well, you've earned a break, right? You trimmed like 200 half square triangles. That deserves a break. Jess, are you still there? How was the quilt show? I'm sure hopefully if I'm awake, I'll be able to hear about it tonight. Jess went to the desert quilters or some desert quilt show. Something like that. I'm sure it was great. Never been to a bad quilt show. Sue says, we wrote a letter as well. I told the tooth fairy is used to it. She has worried she had to fish it out the other end for the tooth fairy. That is awesome. Nope, that would be a nightmare. That's awesome. Yeah, I was really worried she was going to swallow it today. And then I was like, maybe I shouldn't send you with an apple for your snack today because, you know, of your tooth. And she's like, no, send it. If I lose it at school, the nurse has a cool box to put your tooth in. I'm like, okay. I couldn't believe she came home with that tooth. Yes, we need to know about how fun the trip is. She might be multitasking. But she'll be live, I think, tonight on, oh God, My So-Called Life. My So, S-E-W, Called Life. Williams channel, they go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. It's like a primetime television. And I'm sure they'll be recapping the quilt show tonight. If you're up at 10 p.m. Eastern, or no, 10:50 Eastern. I'm pretty sure. Late o'clock Eastern. I usually fall asleep listening to them gab. I'm excited to have these all cut. Summer full of sewing ahead. I was thinking about just trying to base them in squares, but since I have the template, I think this will be good. Now that I've been, I bought this a while ago, I'm like, I wonder how much I paid for this piece of plastic. Probably would make me cry thinking about it. But I'm glad I did. Oh, I think I'm on Top Chat too. And Day also sewed the handles for my Easter bags that I'm making for my blessings, working on them tomorrow, and then shopping for the goodies as well. Who do you give them to? Is it family, or are you donating those? I was, when we were at Walmart today, I was just thinking I got to think about what we're doing for Easter. I don't want to go too crazy, but I definitely need to get some things. Because Easter's coming quick, right? Not this weekend, next weekend. And all the kids are off school here next week for spring break really early this year, I feel like. Never seems to end. Oh, my grandbabies. Nice. Nice. My mom, was it last year? My mom made the kids Easter baskets out of, like she went to the dollar store and got, like, the boxes of candy that you can, like, I usually think about it like when you go to the movie theater. But she got them at the dollar store, I think, and she made baskets out of the boxes of candy. And so I have 2 kids. My sister's got 2 kids, and then her fiance, she's got 3 boys. So my sister and her fiance have 5 boys between the 2 of them. And then I have a son and a daughter, so lots of boys, but my mom made them for all, what is that, 7 kids? So that was pretty cool. I definitely got some of that candy though. I love making bags. I made my girls and their best friends totes with bunny ears. Oh, that's so cute. I have some bag kits that I really want to get into finally, but you know how it goes. On to orange. I'm zipping through these. Ellen says, hi, Ellen. She says, spring break has come and gone here in Florida. My kids just had winter break in February, but then they're having spring break. That's interesting. I wonder, do the kids in Florida get another break or do they just get one? My kids get a week in February and then a week around Easter. And of course, since Easter moves, that spring break moves. My in-laws always head to Myrtle Beach for that week, but we just, well, I'll be working. It's a busy time at work for me right now. And so I will try to be working, probably rope my mom into coming over a few days. I don't know if she's still listening. Prepare yourself, mother, if you are. And then the husband will take a couple days off work, so we'll split it up. But it is a very busy time at work for me. Also, she said, Ellen says just 1 week for Florida. Susan says, my youngest got up for preschool, wasn't quite 4, and was dealing with spring allergies. As I gave her her allergy meds and realized she had lost a tooth, she had swallowed it while eating dinner. Oh man, how'd she take that? Did she do all right with that? Did you have to write a letter? Day says they will get Good Friday off. Yeah, I think we have the week of Good Friday off. So the kids technically have Good Friday off. Oh, hi, Susan. I didn't put the two together. Thank you. I like the quirky hand quilter, though. But thank you for connecting the dots for me. You know I need help connecting dots. Oh, Ellen says, got to get done with school before hurricane season starts and the heat gets crazy. When do the kids finish school for the year, Ellen? Mine's late June here. Like June 20-something. 23rd, 24th is generally in that area is where the schools end. The same for when I was a kid, around the same time of year. Guys, be honest with me. Are you keeping scraps like this? 3/4 of an inch. What would we do with this? I know there's going to be some of you that keep this. But there's got to be some people like me that will chuck this, right? Oh, that's so interesting. In Pennsylvania, they're done May 30th. Ellen saying, oh, wait, no, hold on. Yeah, Ellen saying around Memorial Day, which is around that time. Huh, that's so crazy how different it is. That is so crazy. Nope, I goofed this one up. I didn't goof it up, I just didn't do it the way I've been doing it, my little system. Day says, when I went to school in Key West, we graduated on June 10th. All right, so a lot of people are Arlie. Arlie, did I say hi? Hi, Arlie. Jean, hi, Jean. Jean's tossing them. Arlie's tossing them. Donnell, Aaron. Okay, so I'm not alone. All right. I don't feel so bad anymore because I was like, these are definitely... Oh, Jan, hi Jan, is saying if it's less than an inch, it goes in the bag for pet bed filling. Interesting. If I put this in a bed for my dog, it would be everywhere. It'd be little confetti everywhere. That is a good thought, though. I have seen other... I thought I saw something about like a bean bag maybe or something, but I don't think I produce scraps at a rapid enough rate. Susan said she started crying, but I told her if we wrote a note to the tooth fairy to let her know, it would be fine. Same thing I told the girl on the very snowy playground who lost her tooth in the snow. Oh my God. That stinks. Dubravka, coolest name ever that I stumble over, is asking if I love this rotary cutter. Yes. Short answer, yes. Long answer is I have pain in my hand right here. Right here. Don't know what it is. I type all day long and I have pain. The normal rotary cutters were killing me. I could not hold and grip one for very long. This, I don't have any pain right now. None. Zero. So some people are mixed on these. So this is a Martelli 45 millimeter. Some people don't like them because I feel like so if people have told me that like when they're going to put it up against the ruler, they're like finding themselves drifting. Gotta be honest with you, by my second cut with this, I've never had a problem. Like I immediately adapted to it. So I can't speak for the people that have the issue, but this thing has made it so that I can keep cutting. So yeah, I highly recommend it. I haven't touched a regular rotary cutter since. It has made it so much more enjoyable for me. I was in so much pain cutting with the other rotary cutter. I don't know what this thumb pain is. It's got to be from typing, probably messing with my phone, but mostly from typing. I type all day long. But oh, that was pain. Does anybody else use a Martelli? Oh, I do like the idea of using it for stuffed animal filling. Ooh, Katie says, I had super happy mail today. Pre-cut kit for the Tilda flower quilt pattern from My Fabric Addiction, Squeal. So that's that really beautiful pixely one, right? Like it looks like it's a bunch of squares in the flower. Am I thinking of that right? You know, I gotta Google it. Tilda flower quilt. I'm pretty, like 99% sure I can picture this in my head. Another quilt. My Fabric Addiction. Yeah, that's, oh, what's the background color of that going to be? That one, it was hanging in my local quilt shop. One of those, I don't know if it's exactly the one you had, but one very close to like that. And that has always been, that is a stunner. It is a stunner. Are you doing a light background or a dark background? That's a good one to get a pre-cut quilt. And I know, oops, what am I doing here? I get out of my little cutting routine and my little brain's like, what are we doing? I know we've talked about me and that cotton cuts, which was a pre-cut, and I really enjoyed it being a pre-cut, but and it was a mystery quilt. I definitely think what you did is the way to go. You know what you're getting, and that's a stunner. Isn't it funny how, like, if I deviate from the exact process I've been doing, my brain cannot figure out how these pieces go together? Pixelated flower bouquet. I got the one with the dark background. I wasn't going to say anything until you said which one you got. But the dark background's my favorite. The light one's nice too. It would be beautiful. But I love those dark backgrounds on those flower bouquets. I can't wait to see it. So you have the whole kit. Are you going to dive right in? Yeah, I want to know the answers to that too, Erin. So we're asking, is that all like, are you, it looks like it's made out of like 2-inch squares or something like that. I don't know what inch square. Is it all the individual squares? So you don't have to cut anything. You're just sewing. I like the sounds of that. Not that I don't need any more projects. But if I ever made that quilt, that would be the option I would want to go in, a pre-cut one. I don't have that kind of patience as I sit here trimming 8 million hexagons. I guess I do have the patience for it. Those pixel quilts are pretty cool, but I really do like those flowers. Oh, another fun little craft we did. Did you guys ever do these? The little beads, and then you iron them and they stick together. I had never done this, but my daughter made this for my husband for his birthday tomorrow. I'm confident he's not watching. So I got to bring it upstairs so we can wrap it in the morning. She wants to wrap it. So that was fun. I have a whole batch of them sitting over here next to me. Let's see, where's the one she's currently working on? This is the one she's currently working on. So now when I come down and sew, she has her beads right next to me that she can work on. But this was fun. I made like a hexagon one. It's upstairs though. That was a fun little project. Erin says, I think we did that in Girl Scouts. Yeah. Katie says it was on sale, $50 off, 2,268 2-inch squares. Oh my God. I also bought the Three Sisters grid to assist in lining up the squares. Huh, I have never heard of that. Three Sisters grid. Oh, sorry, Nightbot just like went crazy again. 46 different fabrics in tiny labeled bags. That sounds so cool. Donna says, I've not done that before, but my husband bought some from a coworker for me. Yes, so I actually, somewhere in this room that I organized that's now slightly becoming unorganized, I bought little magnets as well. So I'm going to stick magnets on the back. When I bought that, I bought magnets to go with it. Had the same idea. All right, orange is done. So we got orange, pink, purple, both yellows done. We're cruising. So I got, what is this? 2 greens left and a blue. Man, I'm finishing this before 9:30. Before the hour's up, I'm going to have all these done. And then next week, we'll baste as many as we can, and then that'll be the end of the month. And then I think next month's quilts that I'm choosing, I'm going to go back, like that thing's been linked, my Momentum workbook. But I'm going to go back through, print off the list again, make the list again, or maybe just find the list from last month. I have to add a few things, and then, but I'm like pretty sure it's going to be my legit kit that's coming out next month for our Monday lives, which will be interesting. I think I'll have to cut the fabric first before the lives and sew, which will be fine. Because I don't think I'll be able to cut. It's going to be risky enough doing foundation paper piecing on the live, but I think that's what we're going to do. Because I want to work on my Sculliver. That I started in like January of last year. I did one little sheet of it and then I never touched it again. Come on, Tasha, come on. Oh, so Katie's saying that the Three Sisters thing is an interfacing with a grid and you iron the squares in place before sewing. Oh, I think I have seen somebody do that on like a, a reel or a short or a TikTok or whatever. Day says, I need to get background for that quilt and the Three Sisters grid, hoping to work on it when home. Oh, okay. That's cool. Did you get the kit today? Or did you cut all yours up? Hi, Mona. How are ya? I think I saw a post of a bag you made that looked so beautiful. Donnell says, I just got my April schedule planned out earlier this evening too. Do you like at the beginning of the month kind of figure out what you're going to work on? Well, you go live so many times that I'm sure you really have to be organized. I really am into foundation paper piecing now. I've done enough of it that I feel pretty confident. The only thing that makes me nervous about the legit kit is running out of fabric, because you just have to trust that you're not goofing it up. But I know they're very generous with their fabric, and it is Kona, so you could always get more. But I've done enough FPP from when I did the first thing to now that I feel okay about it. Oh, so Aaron says, I envy working on numerous things at the same time. The variety is probably refreshing. I cannot do it. I have to finish a top before I move to the next. Well, I know there has to be people like you out there. Rita from what is Rita? The Crystal Dragon? Why can I not think of that right now? Rita, if you're watching this in the future, you know I love you. I remember your name, Crystal Dragon. She said the same thing, that she starts and finishes a project before she moves on. I'm like, there always has to be one. I wish I was a bit more like that. I feel like I was more like that in the beginning when I first started sewing, but that's long gone. Now I have a starting problem. And not a finishing problem, which is why every month I'm picking this quilt to keep it moving, or else I'll just continue to add whips to my lists and no finishes. Oh, Jan says, I think it's 10 Sisters. They have a YouTube channel. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I might have misspoke on that. Day says, I was gifted all the squares except for the background fabric for that quilt. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Day, now that I've completely said, oh, I think the dark's better, but are you planning on doing a dark or a light? I think they're both beautiful. I'm just personally drawn to the dark side. Katie says, I first saw it on Fabric Patch and I bought the 2-inch interfacing with no plans. Oh, that's so cool. Donnell says, I just pretend to be organized. I'm more organized now than I was before Christmas. However, still a ways to go. Ugh. Oh yeah, 10 Sisters. Okay, 10 Sisters. Sue says, I used to be one until done. I like that, one until done. And then got an Advent project and a block of the month, and I need to get back to one only. Yeah, it's easy to spiral out. I'm really out of control. And like I said, I have way more probably like things I've bought or I was subscribed to a few like monthly subscription boxes for a while that are just sitting there. It was like the Make Modern or something box years ago. I don't even know what the name of it was. Something Modern. I don't even know if it still exists anymore, but I think I got like 5 of those. I don't know. And now I'm taking a foundation paper piecing design course, which I'm really enjoying, from Julius Handmade. And Anna, who was in the chat earlier, she is designing this gorgeous quilt block based off a photograph. And she gave me the sneak peek, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's doing a fantastic job. And it really kicked me in the butt, because I was like, oh my gosh, I really need to sit down and try this. And I have like 2 photographs I took back when my one and only trip on an airplane back in like, I don't know, 2015 or something. I went to Fort Myers in Florida, and I took the coolest picture of a butterfly and one of a grasshopper. Back then, photography was my hobby. And I might want to try turn one of those into a foundation paper piecing pattern. I think it would be so fun to combine your love of taking pictures with making quilts. I mean, obviously, if you have a love to taking pictures, I happen to love taking pictures. I'm sure I will go with a green background. I think green will be so nice. Susan says, I have come to a dead stop with projects due to this cleaning and organizing. Have to pass the inspection. Oh, or I will be evicted. Dang, Susan. All right, when's your inspection? That is serious adulting you've got going on. I know I'm actually on a purging. My house has a lot of clutter. Like, just, you know, I have little kids, or they're not as little anymore. They're 8 and 6, but I still haven't gotten rid of some of like their littler, like their toys from when they were little. I just have stuff. And so I have started I bought these blue big garbage bags, and those are going to be the donate ones so that I can easily identify what I'm throwing away versus donate. I want to donate a bunch of stuff. And so I'm starting to fill blue donate bags up. The purge is coming. But before you know it, I'll be starting a foundation paper piecing block before I finish any of this other stuff. Ugh. An advent project does sound fun. I agree. Jan says, I only knew because I bought the grid 2 years ago and haven't used it. So many plans, so little time. Isn't that the truth? Three Sisters was a favorite clothes shop when I was a teenager. Always shopped there. There's actually like a Three Sisters quilt show out in Oregon too. Day says, me too, Tasha. Heading out west in September and leaving the sewing machine behind and taking my camera gear. Ooh, excellent. I know I have a really nice camera that I bought pre-kids. So I spent some money on it. It's a Nikon DSLR. That thing's, I do take it out in the summer. We take it out on the tripod a lot and try to catch, I caught a shooting star once, but I'm like really been into trying to catch night photography. So like on a nice Saturday night, the husband will do a fire, we'll do s'mores, and then I'll try to catch some star photos. And then I try to take a walk every day on my lunch break. We have 7 acres and like a walking path around. So then I would will challenge myself to take a picture. But then I did find that using my camera a lot of times on my daily walks was easier. The camera phones are so nice, but I do like using my actual real camera when I get the chance or we're going somewhere special. But I do rely on the iPhone a lot now that I have an iPhone. The camera is very nice. Katie says, Susan, that is a true reason for cleaning and organizing. Yes. Erin says, our minds think faster than our fingers, a quilter's course. Yes. Day's asking me if I've done fireworks. I've tried to do fireworks. We went somewhere last summer and I tried, but let's just say it did not go well. I did not nail my settings. How about you, Day? Have you grabbed some cool firework photos? That would be fun, taking a firework photo and then turning that into a foundation paper piecing block. That would be fun. I'll have to try again. Yeah, I was like trying to search the settings on my phone while we were there and then tried to take a few pictures. Then my daughter was freaking out because it was loud. She's like not super sensitive. She's growing out of it, thankfully. but she gets super sensitive to loud noises, and I was like, yeah, this isn't the time to figure out how to use my camera. I'm just going to soothe my spazzing child. I have to count how many more of each of these hexagons I can do down to the last fabric. How exciting! This went so fast. Thanks for keeping me company, guys. Definitely makes it much more funny or fun. So what will I make with these hexies? So I already have a bunch started. I mean, I don't know if it's a bunch, but is it one of each color only? It looks like it, doesn't it? And I hope I haven't lost any because, like I said, I started this so long ago that there's like a chance. I'll have to count how many colors I have. I think I found them all over the years. So I'm going to do a single color in between them all. Probably a blender fabric. I'm thinking like a pale blue. And then I'm going to just make a quilt as big as I can make one. I really don't know how big it will be. But yellow centers for all of them. Yeah, it looks like I only have one of each color so far. So, and then I think I can make 3 more of each color. I'll have to count again when I'm done cutting these up. And then I'll have to do some math at some point to figure out how many of the, I think I'll do like 1 hexagon in between. Like that. Right? I don't think I want any of the colors touching, so I guess it would be 1 around. Like I want a clean break in between each so they look like flowers. I like flowers. If you have any suggestions on color, I think pale blue was a winner last week, but I don't know. Susan says on the 29th, but I'm leaving here on a Saturday for a week. If I can get the storage room door open, it's totally stuck. I would put the boxes. Oh, God. That sucks. Do you have somebody that can help you get it open? Kathy says you can make quilts from your kids' clothes. It's a nice keepsake. I've been collecting my favorites of clothes for my grandkids as they outgrow them. So funny you say that. I do have a basket of my kids' clothes down here and a basket upstairs that's on my list. I have to go through and cut it down again. And I have some set aside to make quilts for, especially now that they're like getting into sports and stuff. Heck, Erin is asking Kathy about would you use interfacing when you piece them together. I kind of think like probably would due to like you do for a t-shirt quilt. I know that, but I will let somebody wiser than me answer who has experience. Dave says you need a shutter release for your camera. I also use like a piece of black cardstock in between the fireworks. Oh, that's good. I do have one of those, yeah, little clickers. I'll have to take a look. Susan says, I took quilt magazines to the library share bookcase in the lobby. Have a couple boxes of fabric I'm donating to the Quilt Guild. Oh, fabric sale. That's nice. Yes, this is English paper piecing. And so I am doing them all by hand. You can see, so what you do, and next week I'll be doing some of this if you're interested. And sorry if I'm talking to you about something you already know, but basically I take the fabric and fold it around the paper and glue it down, and then I'm hand stitching them all. So you can see, I took the papers out of some of the centers. It kind of falls out on me towards the end because I'm folding it so much, but I'll keep these papers in until they have something sewn. So I'll sew them all by hand. So this is a great project for me to take places when I'm in waiting rooms or watching sports games or, you know, doing all the chauffeuring that I'm constantly doing for my children. And I know I'm only at the beginning. of the chauffeur stage. And my husband does a bunch of the chauffeuring as well. But I know we're at the beginning. And I love nothing more than iced coffee and English paper piecing on the deck in the summer. Seriously, when I die and go to heaven, that is what heaven's going to be like. My kids playing in the yard and me sitting there watching them while I'm hand stitching. Literally the best. Oh yeah, I was thinking pale blue or pale green as well. I think like pale green like grass, pale blue. So these papers are, I ordered these all the way from Australia. I'm like so funny. I cracked myself. These are Sue Daily papers, and this is a 2-inch hexie, which means this, you can't really see this that well, but when you have a 2-inch hexie, it means this line's 2 inches, one of the flat edges. So they're about, what was it, like 4 and something across. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 4 3/4 or 4. I don't know. I'm sure there's a math equation to figure that out. I'm not good with this ruler, the one in front of me. But yeah, so 2 inches, they're a pretty good size. I do think my next project, I might try like some of that Tilda fabric or something. I might try a smaller, I have some smaller papers. Oh, good. Susan's going to go to the office in the morning to see if they can send someone to see if it's right and the latch is frozen. Yeah, definitely. I know that, like when there's a lot of moisture here or whatever, it can get, even my bedroom door, got to give it a good shove at certain parts of the year. Hi, Brianna. Light green, pale green would be your choice. Yeah, I am kind of leaning towards the pale green. Like one of the flowers is, but so it would have to be pretty pale. But I am thinking that if whatever color I get, it would be like very low value, so like close to a white, but you know, not white. I used to think I would want to do white for things, but I think, yeah, very pale blue or very pale green will be my, or I was also thinking a very pale yellow, because the centers of every single one of them is going to be yellow. I know it would be very bright, but I kind of like that idea too. So I was thinking if I could find a very pale yellow, I could be talked into that. And then that, because there's no yellow flowers, they're only in the centers, if that makes sense. So we'll have to see. Something will speak to me as I start. That's why I miss having a quilt shop. You know, there's probably one a good 40 minutes for me. I could probably pick one direction and go to one of them. But I would love to like be able to just take some fabric, lay it down, and put some of these on top of it and see what I liked, you know? I could do what I did with the Liberty fabric and buy a couple fat quarters or quarter yards. Although I think a lot of the quilt shops only let you buy half a yard. So it's even tougher buying online in that way. Last couple. What's funny is I find I press so hard with this hand that actually when I'm cutting, this hand hurts more from like I'm putting like a death grip on the template. Oh, my husband just texted me, said he's going to bed. And the tooth fairy came. Yay. So I do not have to worry about that. Sue says, yes to the lemony yellow. My opinion, not my project. I am tempted by the yellow. So I bought some 1-inch hexagons, and I do, yeah, I do think I'm gonna like that. I 100% see myself doing some floral prints with like, I like having like these flowers with a similar color in the center. I could just see myself constantly having one of those projects to go. All right, let's see here. I got a few minutes. I'm gonna see if we can do some math. All right. So we've got, I'm gonna try to figure out how many colors we've got. It's a little scary doing math this late at night. Lay out all my colors. Are these the same? Oh, those are different. Okay. Wow, there's a lot here. A lot of colors. All right. So I've got some basted from the original set. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do I have 10 flowers over here? I hope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at that. I did not lose these over the last, I've done one a year, and I found, when I was organizing this craft room, I found so many in so many different places. Oh, look at day. Thank you. Double checking my math. Kathy says, I think the colors you're using are really vibrant. Great selections. Thank you. I got, it was so funny. This is like one of the first projects I started years ago when I was a little baby quilter, and I had bought a fat 1/8 of it, liked it, and then bought 2 more fat 1/8 of it because I probably did not understand how any of the math worked. And so now we'll see. So I have 1 of each, and you need, wait, 6 per hexagon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully there's 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at that. 2018 Tasha did her math. Good for you. Good for you. And I even had like a baby back then. Man, crushed it. All right, so I can do 3 more of each, which means I'll have 4 total of each color. So 40 flowers. I feel like that's going to be a decent size quilt. Hopefully I have enough yellows. So I need, what, 30 more? 12. Oh yeah, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Got extra yellows. Cool. So yeah, that'll be great. I'll just like divvy, I was gonna be kind of anal about it and be like, well, if the pink has 1, maybe I still will be. So if there's 4 totals of each, I will make sure I'll have to split up that they each have 2 of each yellow in the center. Yeah, I think I am gonna be that crazy about it. And so I can start divvying those up next week and basting them. I'll be ready for a summer full of sewing. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I will, that'll be amazing. Sue says, I remember one time I had a $50 note and the Tooth Fairy does not pay out that. I had to text a friend who was on her way to a night shift to drop by a coin. Hilarious. The first time the tooth fairy showed up at my son, my husband thought he put $1 on the pillow. Nope, it was a 10 spot. She goes, thank goodness, only 3 kids, and it was only for the first tooth. Yes, we did. I don't know. I felt like, I can't even remember what we did with my son, but, and I don't even know what the tooth fairy brought today because he was in charge of that. But the smartest thing I did was when my kids, I don't know, it must have been, this was back before I was taking anything to calm my anxiety. So I was a full-fledged anxiety Tasha. One night, probably my kids didn't even have teeth, one of them, and I bought these little tooth fairy pillows that you can like hang on the door. So that's been nice. The tooth fairy pillow that kids do hang it on the inside of their door, but they put the tooth in the little pillow, and they only have to, so we don't have to contend with, actually getting under the pillow. Yes, Suze, we pay for every tooth, but the first tooth is like a little bit bigger, a little bit more special. So she paid bigger bucks for the first tooth and then a more standard rate for the future teeth. Let me tell you what, sometimes the tooth fairy in other houses is a bit more generous than the tooth fairy in this house. So that's all I'll say about that. So yeah, next week we will be basting some of these suckers up. I am going to glue baste them. I got a bunch of papers. And I will be super, super ready to sew this up. It's amazing how just like, what, an hour last week, an hour this week, and an hour next week, and that much prep will keep me busy all summer. I can't, and this thing's been sitting around for, what, 8 years because I didn't take 3 hours to prep it. I'm so annoying sometimes. I'm so annoying. Day made pillows for her on her embroidery machine for her grandkids. Smart. I think I must have seen somebody post a video about it or whatever, and I remember I ordered them at like 2 in the morning. I was like, that's a great idea, and I'm not forgetting that. And literally, it's been sitting on my daughter's shelf for, I don't know, as long as she's probably had her bedroom. They're like embroidered with their names. I definitely ordered them though. I did not make them. They're cute. So, all right. Well, I enjoyed chatting with you guys. Yep, I had to explain the stingy fairy to my daughter. Told her it depended on the number of the teeth in the suburb. That's hilarious. Sorry, kids. Each district gets their own budget. You're fighting and contending with the other people in your district. Oh my gosh. I will admit that the last time the tooth fairy came for my son, she may have used some of the money from his wallet because he doesn't keep good track. We did replace it though. Yes, 2 inches is a very good size to start with. Very big. I think you'll like it. I have an Amazon storefront. I don't know if I probably don't have it linked in this video, but I can go back and add it in. And I know for a fact I have in there the exact needles that I like and the exact, I think it's just the needles because I could never remember. So I linked them in there so I wouldn't forget. So that when I need to buy myself more, they're also there. But in case anybody ever asks me, I know exactly which ones they are because I bought like 6 different versions and I can never remember which one I like. But now I know. It's whatever it's linked. So if you would like advice on needles at some point, I know exactly which ones I like. Yes, thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. Find a project that's been hanging around. Get some movement on it. I'll be back next Monday. Come base some shapes with me. I'll be losing my mind because it'll be day 1 of spring break and my kids will have already driven me crazy. So I hope that I will see you guys in the chats. Thanks for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself because you deserve it, and I will talk to you soon.